Hello, it's Jay Frank again with this week's Talk with the GM. It's been a little bit of time since I've been on the video, and we're back at it again, kind of back into unusual times as we see things happening around the state of Arizona and around the club, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about some topics here as we near the month of August, as we're getting closer, ever so close. As I am working with Kendra and the HOA a bit, we've been able to look around the development of the property and all the homes and streets and a lot of the cul-de-sacs. And you'll often see her and I driving around. We're doing drive-arounds just to check on how things look and what's going on. Just a couple of updates. We're looking at the cul-de-sacs right now of having some landscape design at the end of streets. So if you have a cul-de-sac that you live on that right now is lacking some plantings or maybe doesn't have quite the look or image that you would like to see it have, let us know. We're addressing those as we move around the different pieces of the development. Also with HOA, we're looking at a few different things that we're finishing up right now. The dog park should be finishing up in the very near future, around the first part of August. With the finish of the DG and the landscaping, the planting, the new addition of sprinklers have been added, and an update on the pickleball courts. We're awaiting the fencing to come around the perimeter of the pickleball courts, which will match similar to what looks like around the dog park, only a little bit taller. And then they'll come in, do the screens, and also do the painting of the courts. And at that time, they'll come up and paint 2 courts up at the main tennis operation as well, so that we'll have 6 painted pickleball courts here at the club. A couple other things that we're launching from the HOA. You'll see an email coming out on on our dog policies, and a registration form that we're asking all members complete on information about your dogs, what type of dog you have, the vaccination history, all of that. We're asking members register their dog. That was a requirement in the HOA, although I think for many years it was lax and we weren't actually following that process. We do want to know what type of dog you have, how many dogs you have, and what we might encounter out there when everyone's walking around, so that we know what your dogs are. We'll also publish the leash rules and the dog park rules and whatever adopted or amended adoptions we have down there. A couple things about the dog park. Like every now and then I get comments about dogs coming into the park that maybe are a little rambunctious or over anxious or excited, maybe even dog-to-dog encounters happening in there. You as a pet owner have to monitor your dog. So again, once you come to the dog park, it's not sit and have a conversation with everybody else while your dog's run loose. Just like a child in a park, you should be watching your dog and watching your dog's behavior. If your dog isn't socially interactive with the other dogs, you need to make sure you either keep them on a leash in there or monitor that situation. Again, it's up to you as the dog owner to monitor your own pet in there and what it's doing around other dogs. That's really important. Also, a couple things about the development and what members have commented to me about. Pick up after your dogs. Clean the dog waste in the dog park. Clean it when you take your dog for a walk. Don't leave that for somebody else to pick up, whether it's in a bag or just laying in a lot. I've heard all kinds of crazy stories about dogs leaving waste behind. It's not their fault. They're doing what they're meant to do. It's our job to pick up after them. Please do that. It's really important. The other big issue I'm having right now is for those of you that are cigarette or cigar smokers, please be respectful of everyone in the community. Pick up after yourself. We do have, if you're golfing, we have receptacles you can put your cigarette butts in. Take a water bottle, put them in that when you're done drinking it. But do not throw them on the ground. Don't put them out in the grass. Just a lot of common sense when it comes to throwing a cigarette butt out. But really, we could cause a fire, and that's my biggest concern right now. Is we're seeing lit cigarettes thrown on the ground. Please do not do that. If we do catch anyone doing that, there will be repercussions for that. I want to make sure that everyone knows that I'm very serious about the fire danger right now, and we're doing everything we can to minimize that and cigarette smokers need to help us out along with cigar smokers. Pick up garbage, pick up, really cigarette butts, throwing them around is just like littering, and I'd ask that everyone pick up any litter you find when you're out there and about. But the last thing I want to touch on is the COVID situation here at the club. What are we doing? What are we contemplating doing? What's going on? We had a situation in our outdoor fitness class where one of our instructors felt she might have been exposed to this. She alerted some of the folks in her class, which prompted me to send the email out this week about the situation. Right now, we do not have a positive test. I don't want people to panic. As I've said all along in my coffee with the GMs, it's not a matter of if this gets in here, it's when it happens. We will have somebody here that becomes positive with that. It doesn't mean we shut down the entire development, we shut down the entire operation. We address each situation as it happens, and I will communicate that as that happens. So make sure that you understand. We will keep you as safe as possible. We are cleaning everything around here every day in every area. But for those of you that have concerns, I just tell you to stay at home, stay where you need to stay, and stay safe. You can do everything from your house without having to be anywhere around the club if you have any concerns. We are looking at, and I am requiring masks in certain areas. Right now we're requiring masks in the admin offices, as well as I'm strongly encouraging those folks to go into coops or anywhere else to wear them. We may change that language to require, so just be cautious that we're looking at our masking policy right now, as the virus seems to be quite rampant in our area. I'll let you all know if things change, but if we do that, know that we're protecting not only all of you, but all of us. And without any of us here, we wouldn't have a club. So if our employees do get ill or become ill, I don't want them to give it to you, but I also don't want them getting it as well either. And me requiring that, and I do require them to wear those in certain parts of the operation, is a protection from each other, but also for you, and us from you if you're wearing them. So if you can wear one, I would encourage you to wear one when you come into spaces where we're enclosed or we have confined areas. And remember, our CDC guidelines are inside of 6 foot for over 15 minutes. That's where you're at risk. So whether you're doing that at each other's homes, you're doing that here at the club, you're putting yourself at risk if you know nothing about those people. So be very cautious right now. Wash your hands and be smart. I think we'll all be fine through this. We're going to live with this for quite some time. It is what it is right now. A vaccine will someday come out. Doesn't mean everyone will take it though either. So remember, we're going to try and be smart through all of this and guide you through it. I'll communicate with you every step of the way. If something doesn't come from me, don't trust what you're hearing out there in a gossip situation. If you have a question, email me, call me, text me. You'll get an answer right away. Have a great week, and I'll be with you soon.